Well, tonight turned out a lot differently than I expected it to turn out. So it's about 6 o'clock, and I was not really planning on doing anything that night. And then one of my friends called me up, and they asked me if I wanted to go to this dance. So I just said, yeah, what the hell, I'll go. So she picks me up, and then we're off to the dance. Now we're just waiting outside of the building, and we're just waiting for the people to let us in. Now the dance is supposed to start at 8:30. We got there around 8:20, and it's raining outside, so we just want these guys to let us in. Finally, at 8:45, people start letting us in. So the police start letting people into the building, alright, everything's good, and then suddenly, they change their mind for like no reason at all. So right now, about a quarter of the crowd is inside of the building, basically locked in there, and the rest of us are still outside in the cold wondering what the hell is going on. So as we're out there waiting for them to let us into the building, all of a sudden one of the cops has a seizure. So right now everyone thinks that we're gonna have to wait a lot longer for them to let us into the dance. So about 10 minutes later an ambulance shows up, more policemen are there, everyone's telling us to back away from the guy. We understand, so we start listening to them, and then one of the policemen starts yelling that the dance is over, nobody's getting their money back, nothing. It's just over, go home. Now some people started to leave, but some other people didn't leave because their friends are still locked in the building like quarantine style. Now instead of letting everyone else that's in the building out like a side door or something, they decide to make it really long and complicated and just wait for everything to settle down and let them out the front door. What was weird is that we even saw some side doors that people, like our friends, were actually like knocking on the door. There was a glass door. They were like, yo, we can't get out of here, because we got text messages from them. And then a policeman saw one of them was trying to get out, so he opens the door, goes inside, the door shuts on him, he can't get out either, and then another policeman goes over, opens the door so that he can get out, but they keep all the other teenagers in the building. Now me, I'm a very calm dude, like I don't really do stupid shit just for no reason. Like I don't think it's a good idea to try and fucking jump over a guy who had a seizure, try and bust through the front door, and then kick every cop's ass. Like that's not what's going through my head because I'm not a fucking idiot. But then again, I can't speak for everyone, and that's actually what one guy tried to do. So he jumps over the guy who has the seizure, he's trying to plow through all the cops, and he's thinking, if any cop gets in my way, I'm gonna kick his ass. And then big surprise, 4 cops kicked his ass. Okay, so right now we got one dude who's arrested, 1 cop with a seizure, we got an ambulance out front of the dance, we got a bunch of pissed off cops, and like 75% of the crowd, us teenagers, are freezing our asses off outside while the other quarter of our friends are still locked in the building against their will. And of course, out of all the things I could have been thinking of, I'm thinking, oh my god, when I get home, I'm making a video about this. Anyways, about half an hour later, the cops finally let all of our friends out of the building, and everyone's just trying to get a ride home, and everyone's pissed because it's been raining the entire night. So right now, me and a few friends are waiting outside of Wawa, just waiting for our ride to go home. Then some guy who I met earlier that night for the first time walks up to me and tells me that the dance is back on and that the cops changed their mind. Big surprise, no one ended up going. And guys, that was my awesome night. Probably the least awesome night story I've ever told you guys. But I hope you guys like that story, and I gotta go. Peace.